Once Rabbeinu said that he wanted to write a whole long chibur book on halacha to to solve and to cancel all of the arguments and the different opinions in the halacha, and just to create one straight, simple path for all of Am Yisrael to know exactly what is right and what is wrong, and that's it, no more opinions. And he had that knowledge, the understanding of how to do that. And but then he said that he decided not to write that book, just to write the Likutei Moharan. Why? He said, because if I'm going to write the chibur on how people needs to keep the halacha, okay, so it's going to be very clear what people are supposed to do, but there will be no people to do it. There will be no people that are going to be religious, that are going to keep their own mitzvot. The Judaism just going to fall to pieces, just going to fall apart. And there will be no one to keep that book. So I put it aside and I wrote that book, because the main thing is to make Gerim and Baalei Tshuva. To make from animals human beings, to make people out of the animals that are walking on two legs. And so the Likutei Moharan actually is the book that make you to be a human being, to come back to yourself, to be a person. This is why whenever we're learning Likutei Moharan, we need to understand that it's not I'm a funny person. So I wanted to say I had a student, and then I said to myself, why you want to say I had a student? That person is live and exists. And then I said, okay, so you will say I have a student. But then I said, okay, but he's not your student. So I said, okay, so you cannot call him a student. So I wanted to say I had a friend. But he wasn't my friend also, so I don't know what to do. Just stuck with my stories in my own head. Okay, so a certain person told me once. It's written on HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Sevivav nis'ara me'od, that very close to, it's written that HaKadosh Baruch Hu medakdek with the tzaddikim. He's very, very strict with the righteous people. But it's not what the verse is saying. The verse is saying, Sevivav nis'ara me'od. There is a huge storm very close to Hashem Yitbarach, and from that they learned that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is being very strict with the righteous people. But it's a way, you need to understand it. So close to Hashem Yitbarach there is a huge storm. And if you're not very, very worthy, like in that level that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is very strict with you, and you always fulfill your obligation, you always come out right and okay, and you done tshuva, and you're fixing yourself, and you accept the rebuke, and you learn from it, and if you're not in that level that you're always holding on, so you're going to be rejected, like from a hurricane. You're going to find yourself inside and flying from the other side, because there is a huge storm. So that's the reason why a lot of the students are not, it's very hard to hold on, because there is a storm. When there is a storm. There is much a storm. You saw that when we came to LA there was a fire, and when we left LA there was a bigger fire even over there. You don't see news, Obi? There was a huge fire when we were there in Los Angeles. And after that we left, there was another bigger fire. They took out, evacuated 80,000 people or something like that from their houses. They closed the way from LA to Vegas. All of the highway over there. It's crazy. It's mamash. It's very wild. On Rabbeinu it's written, if you read the story, life story of Rabbeinu HaKadosh, so you see that when he went to Eretz Israel, so in every place he went, so there was a fire over there, and then he moves to the other place, okay, and then now he's on a boat, okay, so there is a huge storm and everyone are screaming, and then he's landing, okay, then Napoleon is coming, there's a war now on this. Every place he's coming, something else. The world is just can't stand the kedusha of the righteous people. They just the world is not able to deal with them. This is why I'm suffering, because I have sorrow for my students, that me myself, okay, once Obi wrote me a text, he said, you think that for you it's hard, you know how hard it is to be your student? you think you're suffering? You know what we're going through with you. I'm just sharing, but what that I'm going through. No one is obligating me except of my own heart. But someone is banging on your head day and night, you know. So it's like, so poor students. Poor students. I'm praying for you. So, the Likutei Moharan, when we're learning Likutei Moharan, we need to understand that the purpose, and here we're coming back to that person, that he told me, how can it be? You're teaching Likutei Moharan, and he said, I know all of those Torot by heart, and I understand, and I already learned those Torot, but he said, but I cannot ignore from the fact that when you finish telling saying your shiur, when you finish saying the shiur, so he was at least straight, honest enough to say the truth. He said, except of me, I see that everyone are amazed from your class, and everyone are clapping their hands, and people are crying in your classes, and he said, and I don't get it, I don't understand. For me it's all just like, that's what it's written in Likutei Moharan. I don't know. What was your chidush? What did you say that was so amazing? I can't get it. And he was straight enough to say it. I liked it. It was nice. At least he said his heart, he said the truth. So what that is important when you learn Likutei Moharan is how you prepare yourself to the limud, why you came to learn, what are you doing when you're coming to learn. If you came to learn wisdoms, so what's the difference between learning Likutei Moharan from a book than learning Likutei Moharan from Google, from the computer? Same letters, same message is written over there, but when you learn Likutei Moharan from the computer, you feel stupid, you feel like that's not it. It's nonsense. That's not how you learn Likutei Moharan. You cannot learn Likutei Moharan from the computer. It's silly. It's not right. Like you lost something very deep. Where's the book? What's the book? So there is something very spiritual in learning, that it's the purity of your heart and your attitude, your approach, your reason why you came to learn. Like when we pray, first of all, before we're opening our mouths, first of all, we're saying, Hashem, Sfatai tiftach, ufirgiti latecha, please Hashem, that I'm going to remember that you're the only one that is opening my lips. I cannot pray without you. My prayer is not worth anything if I don't know that you help me to pray. Because if I'm thinking to myself, now I'm going to bring down bounty, now I'm going to have salvation, you're in the clouds, you're in imagination. The power of imagination is on top of you, and you're not going to get anything. Even if you're going to see salvations, those salvations will not going to bring you closer to Hashem. Like that we saw, that Am Yisrael, they saw miracles that we cannot understand. For us it's even hard to believe that really miracles like those really happened. What? Really, they wanted cheesecake so they could take it out from the Red Sea, from the walls of the water. They wanted fruits, okay, so they could take it. They wanted popcorn, ice cream, whatever they wanted. They could just Jerusalem Kugel Yerushalmi. They could take it out of the walls. What do you mean? Really, it really happened? Yes, yes. So it's wild, and even though that they saw all of those wild miracles, it didn't help them in time of test not to whine and to cry and to be upset on Hashem and to be so ungrateful and not happy and not satisfied. And how can it be? And what do you mean? If you saw those miracles, you saw that Hashem really gave you your life. Hashem just took you out of Egypt. You were a slave. You were about to die. Instead of slaughtering your children, now you're Ben Chorin. You're a free person. Look, you got all of the money and the gold, the treasures of Egypt. You have everything you need. You saw miracles. Hashem opened the sky. You saw God was talking to you face to face. He told you, "Anochi Hashem Elokecha, lo yeh lecha elokim acherim al panai." You saw fire. You saw thunders. You saw everything. You saw the voices. You saw things that a human being is not able to see. And you're upset and you're angry. Where is my meat? Where is my food? Where is my drinks? What's going on here? I can't stand it anymore. We want to go back to Egypt. How can it be that people that really saw God face to face, they saw faith, how can it be that that fire haven't purified them, haven't built the vessels to contain God's will, to commit themselves to Hashem no matter what? How can it be? So the reason is because they haven't prepared themselves enough to the Geulah. They didn't have the vessel to contain it. It's like a person that just now been washed with tons of water. That huge wave just washed him, and he's still thirsty because he's not containing the water. It didn't help him. Okay, so he was clean for an hour. Oh, he drank a little bit. He was all fresh and happy. Wow, thank you Hashem. He felt fresh and pure. Great. After an hour, he's thirsty again because he didn't have no buckets, no vessels to contain it, to keep it. So now he's thirsty again. You had millions of gallons of water. Yeah, but I didn't have the gallons. Didn't have the bags, the vessels to contain it. So it's like I never had it. So when you're not preparing yourself to the limud, to Likutei Moharan, when you don't have that pure heart, if you don't have it, if you don't have that intention to do tshuva, Likutei Moharan, first letters of Mal, of the Mal Hashem Elokecha, Likutei Moharan, Mal, circumcise, Hashem Yitbarach, circumcise your heart, Mal Hashem Elokecha, your heart. Hashem Yitbarach is circumcising your heart, purifying your heart, preparing you to have a lev tahor b'ra Elokim, pure heart. And if you're not coming to learn Likutei Moharan with that attitude, okay, I'm ready to throw all of my wisdoms. I came just to learn, to nullify myself to righteous people, to the wisdom of truth. If you're not coming like that, nothing gonna penetrate. You can know all of the Torah by heart. I was learning in yeshiva with people that knew the Likutei Moharan so much better than I. Until today, for sure, they're sitting and learning and finishing the Likutei Moharan every month, again and again. And we're together, stuck in Torah 46 for 6 years already. We're in Torah 46 for 6 years, we haven't finished. Why? Because there is too much water to take between the letters, between the lines, that you're going to run and skip from one verse to the other. What's the use of learning Likutei Moharan like that? נפשי יצא ודברנו בחינת תפילה, כמו שכתוב תורת נפשו באפור כבחינו שוחט ראשי תיבות של הגימטריה שלו שווה שלוש אלוקים אינו המתקת הדינים. What's the use? It's a nice song. Okay, nice song. Okay, so sing it. That's what you're doing. You're singing to Hashem Yitbarach. You're an angel. You're singing to Hashem Yitbarach. We're human beings. We're not angels. We're trying to do tshuva, trying to purify ourselves, trying to understand what's the message, what Hashem wants from us. Every verse, every word here, every break, every paragraph, every dot, every point, every comma, every quote, every explanation of Rabbi Natan is coming to straight your mind, to bring you to the purpose. The purpose is that you're going to know Hashem. That when your wife is rebuking you, you're going to know Hashem. That when your children are doing things against your will, you're going to know that it's Hashem. That when they're calling you from the IRS, you're going to know that it's Hashem. That when you're stuck in the toilet and you're not able to go out, you need to know that it's Hashem. That when you're not able to wake up in the morning, you're going to know that it's Hashem. That when you need to achieve something, you're going to call Hashem. That when you're going to have a holy desire for something, you're going to know that it's Hashem Yitbarach that is waking you up to want those things. It means that Hashem wants you to succeed. Chafetz Hashem biyado yatzliach. That Hashem wants you to achieve it. That Hashem wants you to grow. And if you don't have that simple faith, for people it's hard to believe in another person. That I can understand. A friend of mine that was learning with me in the yeshiva of Rav Shalom, so he told me a few months ago, he was questioning, he was doubting, and it was okay, I understand. So he asked me, tell me, do you still read Rav Shalom's books? So I told him no. He said, but you still listen to his CDs, to the classes? I told him no. He said, why? I told him, because I'm already attached to Rav Shalom in my heart, like that Rav Shalom himself told me that. I said it once to Rav Shalom that there was one day, for years I was struggling in that thing, that every time that Rav Shalom would leave the city, the town, I would suffer. If I would hear that he needs to go, for he was flying to the US or to Europe or something like that, I would go and I would beg him, I would tell him, why are you doing that? Please don't go. We're not able for you to go. It's not good that you will go. So always he was telling me, I'm with you, don't worry, you will pray for me, I'll pray for you. And we had a lot of deals. It was okay. But for years I was suffering from the distance. Every time that he would go somewhere, I would feel like I'm just going down, and every day was worse than the other, until he came back, and then, okay, now fresh air again. Until one day, really, something amazing happened, and he told me, in front of his house, he told me, "אתה מחובר אליי בלב. You are connected to me in the heart." So, and after a while, in that day, my life been changed, really. It took me something like 11 and a half years of learning in his yeshiva until we came to that day. But when that day came that he told me, you and I are connected in the heart, אתה מחובר אליי, אנחנו מחוברים בלב, you're connected to me in the heart. So in that day, everything changed, because from that day, really, my students, they know it, that they could hear me giving a class, and after 1 hour, we all went down to hear Rav Shalom giving a class, and he was repeating my words, and it's not that he's receiving from me, just it came to a place that we were receiving it together, and it's written about, it's his merit, it is his merit. When Korach came and said to Moshe Rabbeinu, lama titnaseh, why you think you're better than us? Look at Am Yisrael, everyone are holy, and Shekhinah is between them. So why you think you're better than us? So Korach was right. Really, all of Am Yisrael were pure, and the Shekhinah was between them. And also Moshe was in the same place. So what was so wrong with what that he said, if he was right? If all of Am Yisrael were pure and the Shekhinah was with them, so what's the problem? He just said the truth to Moshe. The problem was that he forgot where they all received it from. They received it from Moshe, that's the issue. Everyone are pure, and Moshe is also pure. But everyone are pure because Moshe purified them. So they got their purity from Moshe. And Moshe got the purification by himself. So that's the only difference. So if Rav Shalom brought me to a place that me and him are holding in the same place, so yes, for sure Rav Shalom made a huge favor for me and helped me to achieve that level. No doubt about it. But it doesn't mean that I'm not there because someone else is suffering from the fact that he's jealous, or I don't know what. So I asked that friend asked me, so what so why are you not learning anymore from the Rav? So I told him, I really I really I'm very connected to him in my heart. So the words that are written in the books are not required from me. I live through those books. I'm part of those books. So he told me, what do you want to say? That you have a complete faith? Because over there in the yeshiva, Rav Shalom is the one that got faith, and everyone are learning from him. And I can understand it. That's really where everyone are holding over there. And then, so he asked me, what, do you want to say that you have a complete faith? That's it. So I told him, I don't know what to say. I have a lot of up and downs. But I can tell you that many, many times I said to Hashem Yitbarach in my Itbodeduyot, thank you for helping me to do tshuva shlema, to complete my tshuva. That is something that I said many, many times to Hashem Yitbarach. Thank you for helping me to complete my tshuva. I do know that I completed my tshuva many, many times. So, because my heart is telling me that, because Libi Omer li kach. So when you come to learn Likutei Moharan, you need to come to be ready to learn, to be ready to nullify yourself to the tzaddikim, to the righteous people. And then what that you can reveal, what that you can receive, what that you can get from the learning, it's not the black letters that are written, it's not the wisdom, it's not the it's not that the I don't know, the verses, the contact, the information that is written. It's the will of Hashem Yitbarach. You can find yourself understanding exactly what Hashem wants from you, and that's it. And then suddenly you're somewhere else already. And this is the will of Rabbeinu, because Rabbeinu didn't want to make no more rabbis. Rabbeinu said, we're going to start something that is totally new, that our students are going to make students. And that was the real will of Rabbeinu HaKadosh. This is why Rabbi Natan, after Rabbeinu passed away, so he saw that people were looking up to him, looking at him, and they thought, oh, this is the next one, this is the next Admor, like in every other Chassidut in the world. After the Alter Rebbe passed away, so he had the one that inherited his crown. He had the one that been the second Admor. And after the first Belzer Rov passed away, so his son took the legacy, the crown, and became to be an Admor. And it's in all of the Chassiduyot, it's like that. Except of Breslev, that in Breslev, Rabbi Natan said, and Rabbi Levi Yitzchak Bender said, Rabbi Levi Yitzchak Bender said, that we have the same Rebbe that Rabbi Natan had. It's the same Admor. Chassidut Breslev doesn't have an Admor today. We don't have a Rebbe. Our Rebbe is Rabbi Nachman of Breslev. We don't have an Admor today. When you need to go to ask an advice, you go to the old people, to Ziknei Breslev, to Anshe Shlomenu, to the friends, to the people that you can count on them, and you ask them for an advice. You don't have a Rebbe. Who is your Rebbe? My Rebbe is Rabbi Nachman of Breslev. We don't have a Rebbe that we go and knock on the door of the Rebbe. Maybe you have a guide, maybe you have a rabbi that is teaching you, maybe there is a big Talmid Chacham in Breslev that you go and you ask him always. Maybe you can respect him as a Rebbe, as a teacher, but we don't have an Admor. Our Chassidut is unique in that thing that our Rebbe passed away. And that's it. Rabbi Natan of Breslev, when he saw that people start coming to him and he felt like people are respecting him and honoring him as the one that inherited, received the Admurut from Rabbeinu, so in the next Shabbat he took off his shtreimel and he didn't wear it since. And he was refusing to wear shtreimel in Shabbat, that people will not gonna think, oh, he's an Admor, he's an Admor. This is why maybe a couple of years ago I left my shtreimel in Uman. Maybe that's the reason. I forgot about it. I put my shtreimel in Uman. I have more luck than sechel, than wisdom. More siyata tishmaya. So yes, בקיצור, so רבנו הקדוש is telling us in Likutei Moharan that Torah Mem Vav, we said, גם עיקר השכחה, the reason that people forget, הוא ממוחין דקטנות, is because that their mind is constricted מבחינות אלוקים, because of judgments. Because of judgments, because of difficulties, because of hard times, traumas that they went through. Because of that, so they forget. What they forget? They forget their faith. They forget how much Hashem loves them. They forget how much Hashem is close to them. How many times they've been saved by their prayers. How many times when they were praying and calling Hashem Yitbarach, so Hashem was answering them. They forget it because of the judgments. And when the person is cancelling all judgments and makes from all bitterness sweetness with his hands, by clapping his hands, means by reconnecting himself to faith. By that, you remember all rules of the Torah. You don't forget the rules of the Torah. And this is what it's written in Tehillim, the one that desired me, I saved him. I'm going to save the ones that are going to desire me. Hashem is saying it all depends in the will. As much as you want to connect yourself to Hashem, that's how much Hashem going to save you, going to rescue you, going to help you, going to redeem you. Not depends in your spiritual level, in your wisdom, in how many times you finish the Gemara, the Shas, or how many times you finish the Likutei Moharan. It depends in how much you want Hashem, how much you love Hashem. Kibi Gimatria Mem Bet, because in me, how much you want me, the numeral value of the word of those words is 42, like the name of Hashem Yitbarach. Haynu shalosh pa'amim yad Gimatria Mem Bet, means 3 times hand, numeral value of 42, like the name Mem Bet. Shenitgaleh cheshek shebalev, that the person desire that he's got in his heart is revealing by a dime in his hands. Means that as much as you desire Hashem Yitbarach, that's how much we're gonna see it in your hands. We're gonna see it in your hands. We're gonna see that you're praying like that. When you have faith, when you pray, so your hands are just rising by themselves. You just talk to Hashem Yitbarach. You just find yourself. Ki malacha v'tzav elach lishmocha v'chol derachecha. I'm going to help us all. So then the holy desire that the person got in his heart is revealing in his hands, in his faith, that his hands were full with faith. And it's an aspect of clapping the hands. By that, I'm going to save him, I'm going to protect him, I'm going to save him, that nothing bad going to happen to him. Amen. Aspect of cancelling all kinds of judgments. May Hashem going to reveal His kindness on us. 2 days ago I had a dream. And in that dream there was a big war, there was a big fight. I didn't saw the end, but I felt like we were winning. And the thing was that that war had a certain nature, a certain character, certain reason. It was like a rebellion, like a mered. And when I woke up, I thought to myself, "Oh, in which rebel, in which rebel, you say? Maybe. You take a part. In which rebel you take a part? In which ma'apecha, mered, rebellion? In which rebellion you take a part?" And then I said to myself, whoa, it's a big problem. To answer on that question, it's a big problem. Why? Because really my war is against Hashem. My war is against the ones that are claiming and explaining to us who Hashem is. And I'm saying, you don't know anything about Hashem. But still, Hashem Yitbarach, He Himself gave them the ability to lead Am Yisrael to the place that we're holding today, even though that they don't have a clue about Hashem's mercy, about Hashem's kindness at all. They just, most of them don't believe even that Hashem Yitbarach is Rahman, that Hashem is mercy. Most of them are just going with judgments, with trials, with halachot. I met a very important rabbi in New York, and he came to ask me about some class that I gave, that a person came to him after that class with a question about my attitude. And no, it was okay, it was a very fine question. I'm not giving a hand to bad things to happen. And when I hear that bad things are happening, so I'm against it and I'm fighting. So it's an issue. You need to ask what's going on. Why that person is coming and start making noise and waking up the dead. Telling women that they don't have to sleep with their husbands. What's going on with this crazy rabbi? Rabbis are telling women that they have to sleep with their husbands every time their husband wants. And coming that crazy rabbi and telling them, no, it's not true. Your husband's not supposed to tell you when to sleep with them and when not to. The mitzvah midoraita calls onata, mean her time. Onata lo tigra. The obligation, the mitzvah is on the man that if the wife, she wants him to be with her, so he is not allowed to refuse. If the wife wants to be with the husband, so the husband is not allowed to refuse. That's the halacha. So why does Rabbi sends guiding the brides, the kalot, that even if they don't want to be with their husbands, they must? Where is that written? In hell? No, it's not a joke. Where is it written? Ribono shel olam. Where the hell is written? Is it written? In Shulchan Aruch for sure it's not written. That the husband allowed to force his wife if she doesn't want. The Shulchan Aruch is saying it calls b'nei anusa. It means that woman being forced, being raped. So what are we talking about? It's not allowed, right? Right. Yofi. So I just said it in one of the classes. So there was a problem, because some woman came back home and said, okay, I don't want it anymore. And it's okay. She doesn't have to. It's her body. She's allowed not to do things that she doesn't want to do. It's a free world. It's not ISIS. We're not raping women because we want to. That's not what we're doing. So that woman just said, I don't want to. So that rabbi spoke with that person, and that person asked him, what should he do? And now this rabbi put those crazy ideas into my wife's head, and now she thinks that if she don't want to be with me, so she allowed not to be with me, so it's okay. Weird rabbi, right? When I was in Los Angeles, so one of the people that were talking before the class, inviting me, introducing me, so he said, this is a unique rabbi, he speaks from the heart. I said, Gewalt. If it's unique that a rabbi speaks from the heart, it's very Gewalt. It's complete darkness. But I don't care. I don't care. Maybe this is why Rav Shalom told me not to be a rabbi, that I'm going to be able to stay straight. So I was explaining that rabbi my approach. The mitzvah avonata and mitzvah by the Shulchan Aruch, and what the Shulchan Aruch is allowing and not allowing, permitting, not permitting. And I said, and okay, so now if the woman, there is a mitzvah, that mitzvah calls, it's written, it calls chiyuv lel tvila. That in the night of the mikveh, there is some kind of an obligation, a chiyuv. That the couple will be together, it's a chiyuv, it's like it's a must, they have to be together in the night that she went to the mikveh. So they asked me about it. What you gonna do? What with that chiyuv? So I said, okay, look, the chiyuv is on who? I'm just asking. The obligation of mitzvat onah, now that they're gonna be together, it's a chiyuv, it's an obligation. There is no obligation here. What is the obligation? The obligation is on the man that if his wife, she wants to be with him, that he will be there for her. That's the only chiyuv, that's the only obligation. Even if you're going to say mitzvat pururvu to bring children, women are not commanded, are not committed to that. Women don't have to bring children if they don't want to. She's not violating no rule. The men, they are obligated. A man must get married and have children, and if he cannot, so he needs to find a way and needs to go to rabbis and to find because he is obligated to bring children to the world. The Torah is committing that men to bring children, but women, they're not obligated. Even on that mitzvah to bring children, they're not obligated. So when you say chiyuv lel tvila, when there is that obligation, so it cannot be chiyuv to obligate the women, the wife. How can it be that the wife suddenly she's got a chiyuv if she's not obligated at all to that mitzvah? She's not obligated. So there is no chiyuv lel mitzvah for her. So what is the chiyuv? There is a chiyuv. There is something that obligates them to be together in that night. What is that thing? Probably on the husband to satisfy his wife, to please his wife, to make her happy. The chiyuv cannot be on the women. The obligation cannot be on the women. The obligation must be that if the woman she wants, so then the husband is obligated, because there is no other obligation. You cannot say she must do something that if she doesn't want to do, no one can force her to do, because midoraita, the Torah, beginning of that question, of that obligation, of that situation, of that mitzvah, is on the husband to be there for her if she wants him. So if she doesn't want him, there's nothing to talk about. And the world is sick, and people can't understand it. So that very important rabbi, that he is very, very, very wise and intelligent and nice, and so he asked me what was I saying in that class, and how can it be that it's been revealed like that. And I explained to him my opinion, and he accepted my approach, and he said, you're right. And he was honest enough to understand the difficulty of the generation. If you will say now that the Rebbetzins that are teaching and guiding the women to be with their husbands against their will, let's say that it's not so horrible like that I'm describing it. Let's say that those Rebbetzins are just understanding that it's good for the relationship of the couple, that the couple will be together. Okay, I can understand. So let's say that they're just saying, hey, don't be so hard. And even if you don't feel like it so much, be nice, it's your husband, and you enjoy be together. Okay, I can understand that. So now we're saying, because that your husband is weak, because that your husband needs to feel loved and feel appreciated and feel like he's, I don't know what he's got in his mind. So understand him and be with him. Accept it. Great. So we understand the difficulty of the men and we have mercy for them. And we're guiding the women to try to show compassion and love and to be supportive and to be a good friend. Great. Wonderful. Why now, if a woman feels the same, that she doesn't want, that she doesn't have the power for that she's angry at her husband, why that we won't gonna understand her? Why are we gonna understand the men that are suffering and we understand, oh yeah, you're suffering, okay, we got it, we understand you, it's hard for you, we understand it, we're accepting it, it's okay. Why can't we understand the woman from the other side that she doesn't want? Why that cannot be okay also? So, I cannot stand those things, and I'm not cooperating with those things, and I'm not allowing those things. And if you want to stay my students, you're going to have to start working on your midot, and never to force your wives to do anything against their will, because it's rape, and it's not kosher, and it's not human, and there is no connection to God if you're able to force someone to do things against his will, especially not things that depends in his intimacy, in his body. It's 100% off the right way, not like God wants it to be. God wants people to love each other, to give hope to each other, to understand each other, to care about each other. Now you have weaknesses, you need to receive love, you feel hurt, you want someone to hug you, to show you some love, great. Why won't you be nice then? Sit with her, be nice, be friendly, smile to her, be cute, be good. And then everything is cool. Why I need to force? You really want to be with her? Great! So be a good friend, be friendly, be nice. Be nice, be sweet, tell her compliments, hug her, tell her I love you, you're so sweet, you're gonna be good friends. Why you need to bring your rabbi to help you to force your wife to do something against her will? Poof! Why we're so crazy? Why we're so sick? You want her to be nice to you. Be nice to her, she will be nice to you. Why she doesn't want to go to the mikveh? Why she doesn't want to be with you? Because you're disgusting, because you're not nice, because you don't have no manners, because you're always insulting and rebuking and criticizing, and it's not fun to be with you. So what do you want from her? Why can't you understand it and to do tshuva? Go work on your midot, go be a human being, just start being nice. Start giving compliments, because you need it, okay, be selfish, but at least be nice. You're stuck with who that you are. Okay, you're weak, you're tired, you need love, you're chasing yourself, you had a horrible day, you want to be appreciated, you want to be hugged, you want to be loved. Great! Why do you think that your friend, your wife, she doesn't need the same? Why that you're not going to show some love and some appreciation and being kind and being nice? No, call my rabbi. That's stupid. It's a messed up world. Isha sarvanit. She's refusing. She's not obligating. She doesn't work for you. It doesn't work like that. She doesn't have no obligation to be with you. She doesn't have that obligation in her rules or in her commitments. It's not part of the things that she's obligated. And if you're going to ask, no, but the Rambam is saying, the Rambam, when he's saying that women needs to be with their husbands, that's hanhagot. Those are advice. Those are those are advice of the Rambam. Those are not obligations. Those are not mitzvot. Those are not commitments. Those are not things that are obligating. This is a book of Musar, of wisdom, that the Rambam is explaining how a normal couple is supposed to live. But if you see that your wife, she doesn't want to be with you, so maybe you're going to do darshani, maybe stand up in front of the mirror and work on yourself, that your wife, she's going to come back to love you, to care about your will. Maybe if you're going to be nice, if you're going to be polite, if you're going to be sensitive, if you're going to be honorable, if you're going to show some love, some appreciation, maybe she will want to be with you. Maybe she will desire you. Maybe she will dream on you 24/7. If you're going to be nice to her, why that she will not going to want to be with you? What? She's gonna miss you also. She's gonna desire to be with you. She's gonna miss you. She's gonna ask herself, when are you gonna come back home? When I'm gonna see my loving husband, my kind husband? Oh, I miss him so much. Why that she will not gonna think like that? But if you're coming every day, angry, and not satisfied, and seeing only the lackings and only the defaults, and always have complaints and nothing satisfy you, and then at night, for sure, you have your needs because you're a man. That's not a man. That's an animal. That's not a man. That's not a man. A man is not a person with needs. I'm sorry to say that. That's maybe a female, not a male. Maybe. A man, he's got needs, so which man are you? Which kind of a man? A male? What are you? Like a goat, like a deer, like an animal, that's a bull that sees another female from the other side, and now he's going to break the fence and going to do whatever. That's a man? That's an animal. That's not a man. That's not manhood. To be a man, it's to be a kind person, an understanding person, a caring person, a loving person. That's a man. Gever, the Gemara is telling us, it's Gomel Chasadim, Baishan, Rahman. Gever, man, is a person that he's got, in the word Gever means that he's Gover, that he can overpower on all of his desires, that he's a hero that controls himself. And how he reveal his powers? When he is a kind person, Gomel Chasadim, he's giving charity, he's helping, he's a very nice person, generous person. Baishan, he's shy. Rahman, and his mercy. That's a man. A man is not a tough guy, kashuach, hard, stiff, I don't know what. That's not a man. That's not a man. A man is a hero. A hero is a person that is able to admit in his mistakes, to be honest, to be straight, to be nice, to be kind, to be helpful, to be understanding. I'm a man, I have my needs. That's not a man. That's not a man. That's a wimp. It's not a man. A man is a person that is controlling himself, that he's got self-control. That when someone tells him no, he understands. No, it's a no. That's it. He's a person with respect, with honor, with dignity. That's a man, right? I'm happy you agree. I hope your wives agree also. And that's it for today. See you tomorrow. Bye. the ones of you that are gonna survive till tomorrow.